definitely seen our next guest chasing down celebrities on the streets of New York, mic in hand, always getting the tea. He's interviewed everyone from A-listers to housewives, including yours truly, and somehow always gets the scoop. Please welcome Adam Glyn.
Yeah,
How
that was
are
good.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you. You look good.
Good to see you too.
It's kind of cool to talk to you like sitting down in a microphone rather than on the streets ambushing you. How you doing? You doing good?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
It's
Yeah,
always
as soon as I saw you, I'm like, I know you. Yeah.
yeah. You know what's so funny? I was at an event the other night and I saw Alex Earl. Do you know Alex? Because she's a Jersey girl.
Oh, yeah, Alex Earl.
Yeah, Alex
I don't
Earl.
know her, but like, yeah, she's
big. She's like the
she
biggest
goes
influencer.
To, Miami, University of Miami.
She does, yeah. She went there, and I don't know if your daughters might know her just from around Jersey,
I'm sure
and they're on
they
the
do.
same scene. And I saw Alex Earl at an event. I was at the Happy Gilmore 2 premiere, and I've interviewed her before. And I went up to her and I just started talking to her, and I had to like introduce myself to her. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I know you." I was like, I always get weird if they know who I am because I'm usually like not behind the camera, but I'm usually holding a camera trying to talk to them, so it's not real. But sometimes it's weird to talk to them outside, like in a real situation, like yourself. I've tried to interview so many. I've interviewed so many. I've been around you. You've been what in the business now? Well, and on camera for 18 years.
Yes.
So I've been in it for about now 15 years. So I feel like I've been through the start of you, through like the height of it. Like I mean, I remember going after you when there was a small but cult-like fan base of like the Housewives. And then I just saw it go crazy, like pandemonium for Teresa. Like it's pretty wild to see your rise of success and see all the cool things you're doing.
I know,
and
it was like crazy, like a roller coaster. Like I mean, I started and then it was good, and then then what was like what hurt me is like then the family came on the show, which was like not good, and it's like that hit me like like sideways. Like I didn't never expected that, and then after that was illegal stuff.
Yeah.
Then after that, losing my parents, both my parents, and then just crazy.
I'll tell you what.
It's my life's been a roller coaster.
No, I get it.
Lots of ups and downs.
It's cool they acknowledge the downs as much as the ups. It's just reality. It is, and I think that's why people like you, and they kind of love watching you and seeing you. Everyone loves a comeback story, and you've done that. And for me, actually, it's kind of unique because it's cool to have this conversation. Because personally, I always had an issue because here I was for years trying to develop a relationship with you, have a core relationship. If you saw me, like, oh, there's my guy. What's up? How you doing? Let me talk to him real quick because I'm able to monetize these conversations. And then all of a sudden, you have to go through your bad stuff. Obviously, your court stuff, your legal things. And then all of a sudden, I'm sent out to cover you. And here I am trying to build up this relationship, friendship, working relationship with you. And all of a sudden, I have to kind of put a camera on you and ask you things, tough questions at your worst. Some of the most humiliating, darkest moments in your life when cameras are on you. And trust me, I, had issues. Like, I don't know if I feel like a good guy doing that. Like, I understand there is content. I understand it's news, but it's not easy being on the other side asking those questions either. Like asking people tough questions at their lowest when they feel terrible.
I mean, how was I with you? Because
I remember, what's so funny? There was I forget the question I asked, but I wanted to make sure I was loud enough. I remember you were going to the courtroom. You were always very sweet. You're always very nice to me regardless. Sometimes I felt like I didn't know if you were always present because there was so much going on. You were like, hi, and like, it was like, and I get it. Like there's so much going on and you may not even know who I was. But I remember at the courthouse when you were going in, all the cameras are there. Everyone's trying to talk to you and you're just not going to talk to the cameras. Obviously, you're just trying to get to point A to point B. Stay strong, not look weird, and give them that moment, to press that moment. And I remember I asked like probably a great question, and I was loud, and that question was pretty much on all like the news outlets from like during the heyday. It was something, are you nervous about going to jail or something like that? And again,
that's a bad question.
That's a bad question. But unfortunately, I was working for a company at the time that was like that's what they want. They want that. They want that moment. They want that makes the clip, And obviously, I know you're not going to ignore me.
No,
and I don't. Nor do I feel like a good guy.
And
asking
I'll be honest with you now, like looking at you, like face to face.
Yeah.
I didn't. Never in a million years that I think I was going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Just because I know in my heart, like I mean, listen, I did what I did. So I took responsibility. So people can't say I didn't take responsibility because I did, but I didn't do anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a shady business, huh?
It really is. Now, this business, you have to be really, really careful, and you have to be careful who you let into your circle.
Yeah. Well, now your daughter is in the business,
Yeah.
you know, and now she's getting these contracts, these
And
deals from these
My
brands.
daughter is learning from me. So any mistakes I made, I'm like, I tell her, and I'm like, because I don't want her to make the same
Sure.
mistake. So she's like, like she's definitely learning from me. She's not gonna follow my footsteps, like, because I did trust a lot of the wrong people.
Do you guys share the same manager agent?
No.
Should she have like legit people doing her deals?
Yes. Yeah. She's definitely going a different route than I went.
Did she want to go
I
that?
trusted the wrong people.
Yeah. Do you think she wanted to go that route, or it's just like she's got all this fame, it's hard to kind of go and work? You know, she went to school, but is it hard to kind of work a 9 to 5?
It just happened. Like, she wanted to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
And she took the LSATs twice. And then she was taking it again. I think she was taking it for the 3rd time, and she just wasn't ready. So she was like, "Mom, I'm going to take a break." And then as she took a break, she was an influencer.
Sure.
And she was doing so well with it, and she really liked it. And so she was doing that, and then it ended up, after that, she ended up getting asked to do, Next Gen.
Yeah.
And so she took that. So yeah, I mean, it's just happening, it's just flowing. It's not like she even was like looking for it, and it just fell into that.
So as a mom, are you like, obviously you want her to do what she wants to do. You want her to be happy. Is part of you like, yeah, you want her to go that Bravo route, or would you be like, hey, let's try to go more into get out of that world?
You know what? It wasn't, that's a tough question because, I remember when you first watch Housewives, I was like always taking her on these auditions and everything like that, like for commercial deals. And now she's at the age, and I remember some of the things she wasn't getting because she was too tan. She had to like not be tan. They all want their look that they're looking for. But now it's like she's old enough and she can make her own decisions. And now she's getting all these deals. Like, she just did a Wendy's commercial. She just did
that's some serious money.
Yeah, a Wendy's commercial. She just did another commercial. Oh, Burger King, like this slushy, the drink with my youngest Adriana.
Sure.
She did it with Melania. So they did it all together because Melania was at school, so they couldn't get together. So Adriana filled in for Melania. So yeah, it was a Burger King drink, right? Did you see it?
I didn't see that, but I mean, if you're getting brand deals for brands like Burger King, I mean, that's real money. This is not some like startup beauty line, just putting some mascara.
Was like a strawberry drink that they had, and then she went for Wendy's. So like she's doing, it's so crazy. What I wanted for her when she was younger, she's doing it now.
Yeah,
and she's so good at it.
How do you make sure she doesn't spend like saves some of that money? Do you get involved in that, or do you?
She's a saver.
Okay,
yeah, she's amazing.
Because there's like expenses.
She plays hard and saves hard, and play hard, save hard, and what else?
Work hard, play hard.
Work hard,
work hard, play hard.
Work hard.
Yeah,
all of it.
Because I got to imagine living that lifestyle, but also the clothes, getting the travel.
It's a lot.
There is costs that get involved, so you need to kind of, it is a business, but obviously you want to make enough money because it doesn't last forever.
She's amazing, exactly, and she's amazing. I got her, anything that I've made a mistake in, she's like, that's the thing. You learn from your parents.
Sure.
And I tell her, because I want her to be better than me.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of mom. Like, I'm her biggest cheerleader. So I'm like, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made, and I was like naive, and I'm gonna I trusted the wrong people, unfortunately.
I hear you. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
When Bravo says like they're gonna kind of take a pause on New Jersey Housewives, who gives you the call and how does that go down?
Well, because right after the reunion, we didn't even have a reunion. We get a call, and usually right after that we get a letter like you're coming back or you're not, like that. they said we heard that we're going to be on pause. Like,
So but that you get a letter or is it an email? Do you know
I'm
how?
trying to remember. I think, I'm trying to think. We didn't get a letter. I think they called us.
And one of the producers, or who called you
Not the
exactly?
producers.
Or does your
I
agent have to tell you,
think it
or
was
lawyer?
Bravo. I can't even remember right now. Like,
Were you like upset, or how'd you feel when you get that call?
no, you know what? Because it was so toxic. I mean, like, look at it. I mean, they were all basically coming after me.
Yeah.
It's like you can't have it. You have to have a show, like an ensemble show that everybody, you have to be a team at the end of the day. Even though, listen, you can't just attack one person, right? I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I see that's the part that I'm so curious about that world. Like I'm curious, like before a season, do you guys strategize? Even
No,
like not
no
but you strategize.
strategizing. No.
Like hey, I'm gonna start building up a little bit of tension for this cast member or something. So that's the part, like you got to go with some strategy because you want to kind of do well that season, get another season. You want to make their job easier and make the show entertaining, so you get another season. So I don't know if you just go and blah and like, hey, let's go to dinner and then.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, with me, is what you see is what you get. I don't go in being strategic. Maybe that's my problem, but it's not really my problem because I think I've done pretty good.
I was
going to
say, yeah, you're doing all
so
right.
that's the thing. I'm not strategic. I'm not calculated. I really am myself, and I don't go in with a plan. I go in like, I don't know. It's just, yeah. That's who I know. Other cast members, they do go in with the plan. They are calculated. They do their research and blah, 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 and talk to people that they shouldn't be talking to, and try to hurt, for instance, myself and my husband, or try to hurt me. They hurt my husband because that's the thing. Because there's really nothing on me. So they were they wanted to get to me. So they knew to get to me, they want to hurt my husband, and that's what they did.
Yeah, it's a tough call, and I don't know for you. It's just like, I mean, it's kind of nice to kind of take a break, but then also it's sort of like you're in that gap. Like, what do I do next? Fortunately, I think you've built up yourself enough where you're going to be okay. I'm sure you're going to get other opportunities, but it's like, what is there stuff?
I mean, since I've been on pause, I did House of Villains.
Okay.
I just did something.
Which is NBC. So It's not like they have a bad relationship with NBC.
So I did House of Villains, and I didn't want to do it, but then they're like, try it. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad I did try it because I'm glad I did it. Because I was like, I'm not a villain, but because of the show and the way I'm portrayed, whatever. But it ended up being great. I loved all the cast members that were on it. So I'm glad I did it. So I'm glad they pushed me to do it because it ended up being good. And now I just did something else, which I can't say. It's coming out in the fall, which I'm really excited about.
Can we say? Well, I don't want to say this.
Another TV show.
NBC.
No.
Okay, that's all. I'll say there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's exciting. And so you still have resources coming in because I don't know for you, it's just like, you still want to be in this game, right? Like you're not.
Well, now because I've been doing it so long, it's like, where am I going to go? It's like that's the thing. It's so hard. Like before Housewives, I was in the fashion industry.
Okay.
And I went to school for fashion marketing and management. I ended up getting a job in the buying offices. So first I was at 16 plus. Size limited, like large size,
sure.
Women. I worked in that buying office. Then from that buying office, I went to New York, Macy's, Herald Square. So then I was in that buying office. Then from there, I went on the other side. I was a sales rep, and I was selling to Macy's, Bloomingdale's, all the department stores, Dillard's. And then I was on that side. And then that's when I got pregnant. I got married, got pregnant, and then I stopped working. And then I didn't work for 7 years. And then Housewives came along.
I mean, it's great. I mean, but the thing is too, it's like when, we're in the hustle business, it's show business, but it's like, you got to keep, we still have bills to pay, right? Like you're not, could you retire if you wanted to right now and be all right? Like, do you still have to, you still have to work?
Yes, of course. I have 4 daughters.
So do you have like an exit plan? Like what age you think you could retire?
I think, no, I don't feel like I feel like you should never make like, I'm going to, retire at this age.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to work because then you get bored.
I agree. I mean,
anybody that sees that I see, like even I remember my dad, like he retired and not because he wanted to, because of health issues. And then he was so bored. He was like, and it's like he should have still kept it, but like we should have hired someone to
Yeah.
go open up his shop, and then he could have went there once a week, because then it's like you get bored. You
Yeah.
really do. And I saw that with my dad. So see, so like I don't want to ever. I don't think I mean, I don't know what age I'm going to retire, but
Sure.
I think it's good to keep your mind going. Otherwise, I mean, there's only some, you're going to end up doing the same thing every day. Like, I want to go work out, then do, I don't
Yeah.
know. I like when I do, because even Gia said it. She's like, Ma, I like it because it's something different every day.
I get it. Yeah.
She's not like going to the office, doing, if you're a lawyer, you're going to be in the office every day doing paperwork. I'm just saying, like, that could be tedious also. But like this, she's doing something different all the time, going to this event, doing this brand
There's some
deal.
adrenaline in there. There's excitement.
There's a lot. Exactly. She's
Yeah.
traveling. Like she's going to iHeart next. She told me next week for something, because she has a podcast
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Casual Chaos.
It's
yeah.
with iHeart. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, she loves it because it's different. And I said to her, that's why I love what I do too, because it's exciting. It's always something different. It's not the same tedious thing. Because I remember when I used to work at Macy's in Herald Square, I remember the day would take so long. Like it would drag. And I'm like, and then I remember the other times that it dragged also in high school. Like the days felt like they were so long.
Yeah.
Now the days fly by. Not that I want them to fly by, but it's exciting. And it's like, I'm not bored.
No, I get it. Even my job, every single day is different,
Right.
and that's what I honestly think makes me feel young and look young. I have to. That's me, and
do
sometimes
look young, so I don't know.
young enough. But it's that's what kind of like I chase adrenaline, but I'm not jumping out of helicopters. Like every day, I'm trying to, hustle to make money and keep my bills. But I was actually going to ask you a question. Like for me, it's like there is a fearness, like of like. My buddies are all in unions. They know what they're doing. There is some good parts of people who are in an office every day. They kind of know their routine every single day. They know somewhat that there's continuous payment coming in. Like you said, you have bills, I have bills. I didn't know when Housewives went done, it was pretty much on break. Obviously you're doing great things. You were just in Australia, I think, doing some things with drag stars and stuff like that.
I did a show, Bring Back My Wives, with drag queens. I can't wait to bring it to the U.S., and I hope they do, because like it was amazing. Like I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I had the best time ever.
But my question was, I didn't know if you were going to have that feeling of how am I going to pay my bills now?
I mean, listen, I did, but always be positive in life. Like always be positive, because I feel like when one door closes, another one opens. And I don't know if God's always had my back, because when you're a good person, I feel like that does happen, and He always has my back, I have to say, because I feel like when one door closes, another one opens. Like there's always going to be something else, and it just, I don't know. Do you believe in God?
I mean, I believe in a higher power, like Ozzy Osbourne said.
Okay.
It's Ozzy Osbourne. It's like,
well,
I don't want to say no. I don't want to say, I'm like, I just don't have time,
Whatever like you believe in. But I feel like, listen, I feel like you need to have some kind of faith.
Yeah.
I really believe in that, like whatever faith you believe in. And I feel like He always has my back.
You go to church every week?
I started
to. You started?
Yes, because like I got mad at him when the whole legal stuff happened. I really did. And I lost my parents, and I was really upset with him. But you know what? There's things happen in life that you don't understand why. But, sometimes like, and I was talking to Jen Aiden, and she was just, sometimes God removes things out of your life abruptly because there's something, better coming.
When you go to church, are people taking photos of you? Are they like asking you for selfies? Because you're a celebrity in a small town, and I'm sure, maybe they're used to seeing you at this point.
They're used to me there.
Really?
Yeah, they're used to me there. Like I went to Australia. It was like crazy.
Yeah, because like Adam Sandler's now filming in Jersey. It's like Adam Sandler can't walk around without people asking them for, asking for photos and stuff. But you're still, people in your area, I guess they are used to seeing you at this point. But if you go down the Jersey Shore, how is it like for you? Are people?
I have to take pictures. Yeah.
And you're cool with it? It's like what,
Yeah, I am cool with it. But then there's also like, I haven't been to the Jersey Shore, I would say in a few years, because it's like people are taking pictures, like meaning like pictures that I don't want to be taken.
Sure.
Like it's like it's like leave me, So that's why I'd rather like go to an island, go to Europe. I'd
Go to
rather
Europe.
do it there.
Do
Yeah.
you
Even
recognize-
though I get paparazzi that shows up there too. I remember last year I was in Ibiza. He's like, "You're finally here." The paparazzi came up to me.
Yeah.
Well, I went up to him because I saw him taking my picture, and I'm like, "Can you? If you're gonna take a picture, can you make sure you get a good angle?"
Yeah.
I was pissed,
Like, let me see him.
And then no, well, I mean, he put a bad picture out there, and then I was like, really? And then I told my husband to take a picture of me. I'm like, he did a video, and I'm like, put it on your story because
Yeah.
I'm like, they take the worst angles. I guess if you're paying them, then they'll take a good angle. But I was just like, really? I was like, babe, put my ass on your Instagram, which he did, my story. And I was like, that's what I actually look like,
Yeah.
not the picture that he posted.
It's so funny. I think I got tipped off when you were going last summer or some trip with your husband, current husband. And I think someone hit me up and said, hey, they're on this plane. And I think I got your flight number of the plane because someone reached out to me and said, hey, Teresa's on this plane. And I think it was it was like a big moment. There was something going on newsworthy. Like it was a good shot at that moment. I don't know why. And actually, I think the photos I didn't tip anybody. I didn't know any photographers out there where you were. But I remember, have you ever, well, and I think we spoke about this before, but you've done setup paparazzi shots before, right?
No.
You never called the paparazzi?
No, I have never done that.
Come on.
I swear I have never done that. Maybe people I've dealt with have done it, and I didn't even know. And I think that's happened. People that I've been with have set that up, and they've gotten paid
Like a
for
friend.
them. No, but not even a friend. Like
Agent
people that
manager
were
or
working
some-
with me.
okay.
Exactly.
So you think
Because they called me and they're like, they're there. There's like, for instance, I was dating Louis. I didn't want to tell people. I wanted to tell people I was dating Louis when I was ready.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say who it is because then you're going to know who this person is. They call me. They're like, you're not getting out of it now. They're like, they're downstairs because I was at a rooftop bar. And they're like, when you get downstairs, the paparazzi's there. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was pissed and it's like, this person knew though that I was there, and I was just like, really?
I mean,
And
I do
now
it.
looking back, I'm looking, that person set it up. You know what I mean? Because now that me and my husband talk about it now, we're like, we were set up so many times because this one person knew where we were and paparazzi would show up.
Yeah. But
It's
looking
screwed up.
back at the game, so do you wish you did set up paparazzi shots? Like, yeah, I should have done that because it would have kept my name out there or maybe controlled my image. And
I don't even know how to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like I was never in that game.
yeah.
That's why when I saw that paparazzi person in Ibiza, I went up to him and I was like, if you're going to take a picture of me, tell me. At least I'll pose for you.
Yeah.
And you could take a good picture of me. Because if I ever see them, I tell them that. I'm like, if you want to take a picture of me, ask me. Because I want a good shot, not like a shitty shot. But then I hear like, I don't know if this is true. Like big celebrities, they pay paparazzi to get good photos of them.
Yeah, I mean it happens a lot. They'll
okay.
work. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
They'll
see,
work
I've
with
never
the
done
brands.
that.
It's more common than uncommon these days. I think actually we're almost like 50-50 from staged paparazzi, and I could pretty much call it from my experience because there'll be times where, especially in LA, there'll be a celebrity like, oh, this celebrity was shot here. I'm like, there's no reason why
Right,
there's
you could tell.
paparazzi
Can't you
hanging out
tell?
there. Like
So-
that's not, like
Exactly.
once
or
in a
even
blue
in Jersey, there's never paparazzi
Never.
in Jersey. I mean, I'm trying to think where, that's what I mean. Like people know that, people that I've been around with, they knew where I was going to be.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if they called and then they got paid for the photos because I've never gotten paid for photos.
Have you ever had
So-
people go through your garbage?
I have no idea.
Because I remember seeing people outside Paul McCartney's apartment in New York City going through his garbage, trying to find any paperwork with his signature, and they would just cut that little piece where the signature was, and they would put that in like a frame, and they could sell for thousands of dollars, saying like that was his, and it was, but that was
I mean,
kind of
like, I
gnarly,
was just
which
in
is illegal too. I think.
I was just in Australia and they made me sign autographed pictures, and I signed like 10 of them. And then the person I was with is like, "Don't sign them." They're like, they're going to sell them. And I'm like, well, you know what? If it could help that person, it's fine.
Well, if it helped that person,
Like,
but
I didn't
also
even
if
care.
someone else is a fan and wants to have some memorabilia from you, it's like,
Yeah, but
okay.
they were saying that they're going to probably sell it, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine,
yeah.
So
Who was the celebrity that you met that was the nicest to you? The one that was just like, you became really close with? Is there one celebrity you became really close with that's pretty awesome?
Oh,
Because you were on Celebrity Apprentice, like you've done some shows, but is there one big name like you still have this relationship, or even like this sort of like bond with because you guys did?
I know. I'm trying to think. Everybody that I've worked with was great. Like they've been all phenomenal.
Have
They
you
don't-
had a male celebrity like you think that could have been like was trying to feel you out to be like, hey, you want to hang out or trying to?
No,
No? I feel like as a girl you might
know
say
who
that.
was just nice to me that I went. It was Taylor Swift
Where'd you see Taylor?
at Coachella.
Oh, I think I saw. Did you
Remember
take a
in
photo
that
with her?
picture? Yes.
Yeah. Did you think she recognized you, or was she just trying to be nice?
I mean, I think so. I think so because I said, "Do you know who I am?" And I think she said, "Yeah."
You said, "Do you know who I am?" to
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Would you walk up there and say,
No,
"Hi,
we,
Taylor"?
we were watching what's spicy
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Okay.
We were both in the same private area watching Ice Spice. I was right next to Justin Bieber. We were all together.
Yeah.
And Taylor was there with her
Travis Kelce.
Kelsey. Yeah. And then we were just all there. And then my husband's like, "Babe, there's Taylor Swift." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"That's nice." And then he's like, "Well, why don't you get a picture with her?" And I was just like, I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I'm so not that person. I'm really not." And then my husband's like, "Babe, it's Taylor Swift." And I'm like, "Okay." But I know Jennifer Aiden loves Taylor Swift. So I was like, "All right, I'm going to do it for Jennifer and I'll show Jennifer." And because I just I'm not that person. Like, I don't get starstruck. I just hate to ask anybody
Sure.
for a photo. But she was so sweet. And I'm glad that she was sweet because if she wasn't, I was like, I would have never asked anybody ever else to do that. But she was nice.
Yeah.
I have to say.
When you go to
And it was a good experience, and she was really,
no,
and she's been on Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live.
Wait, Taylor Swift was?
Wasn't she?
No, I can't
Oh.
imagine. Maybe it depends on what year, but
wait, then she wasn't.
I mean, I've never. My experiences with her have been much different. I mean, she'll
was
never
she
look at
ever
me.
there?
She could have, but this had been more than 15 years.
I don't know if she was. Maybe
I don't know.
I'm not sure if she was. But anyway, I don't know.
I mean, I think
feel
the
like
photo.
a lot of people know who Housewives are.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm sure. But when you go to Craig's in LA, is it?
I go there a lot.
Do you like it, or does it feel like someone else is bringing you because they want to be seen?
We just love it there. I love the
Is
owner.
the vibe or the culture?
Yeah, we just love the owner, and
because you're gonna get photographed there.
Yeah, and it's fine.
So you're prepping yourself like, hey, we're gonna go to Craig's. There's gonna be cameras there. Like,
yeah, like I always know every time I go there, when we come outside, we're gonna get photographed.
I didn't know, but do you go there because you're gonna get photographed?
No, we just go there because we like the food, and I like the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, because they have good food.
You got questions on there? Do you feel like you have to go? Okay, let's go with the question. I feel like I just kept. I'm so curious about you, but then I.
No, but that's
right.
fine. So we have to do this again. Then.
Yeah.
How did you first get into street journalism and working with TMZ?
So it's funny. Street journalism, you call it paparazzi. I just call it street journalism because it just looks better on LinkedIn. But I went to school in Jersey, couldn't get a job, couldn't get an interview. Went back to school, got another degree to become a teacher, couldn't get a job, couldn't get an interview. This was back during the recession, 2009, 2006, between 2009. Was looking for a job, and me and a guy I used to work out with, a close friend, he wanted to be a professional wrestler. I was like just trying to figure out a job. We would just work out together, and like we were broke. We had nothing going on. And he met a guy who worked for TMZ, and this is in the early stages of TMZ. I didn't even know what it was. And he's like, "Yo, I met this guy. You got to meet him. He's a paparazzi." I'm like, "A paparazzi in New York?" I was like, they don't exist. Those are in LA. He's like, "No." And he was saying, I was like, I think this guy's lying to you. I met the guy. We hit it off. And he was like, "Do you know New York?" I was like, "I know it. I know New York well." And I knew like spots where people went, hot spots and all that stuff. I knew celebrities. I grew up with a Star magazine near the toilet. Like that's how I was raised. And he basically is like, "I think you should come work with me. Like we're still sort of a startup." I was like, I'll do anything for health insurance. Yeah. I had a 40-second phone interview where they just want to make sure I was somewhat normal. They gave me a 2-week contract, basically just to make sure I was like again, somewhat normal. I wasn't a liability. I could kind of function, and I did it. And after 2 weeks, I was okay. I did 2 interviews in 2 weeks. I did the rapper Chameleonaire and Whitney Port from MTV. She was on the, you remember her? Interviewed her and that, and they're like, okay, his interviews were good. You know, he needs to find celebrities better. But they gave me a 3-year contract, and you know, to be honest with you, within the first like year, I didn't know if I felt great, you know, like, because at that time, paparazzi was tough. You know, at that time, Britney Spears has taken an umbrella with a shaved head to like a paparazzi's car. You know, it's the paparazzi heyday. And I was like, I don't know if I feel like a good dude. But I was also still doing stand-up comedy. I still do it. And through doing stand-up, I was like, I'm going to use my comedy and use it to my advantage and make sure, like, these people, like, kind of get to know me, make my interviews kind of about me and make them fun. And then I also was like, I need to make sure, like, these celebrities know who I am. So every single time Kim Kardashian came to New York, I made sure I'd cross paths with her. Every time Shaquille O'Neal, Oprah came to New York, I want them to see my face. And eventually that's kind of broke down the wall, that wall between celebrity and paparazzi. And these celebrities started to like know who I was or kind of give me a second. And Shaq was actually, you know, Shaq was coming out of a hotel with a friend that he was just like, hey, man, can you just not shoot me today? And I was like, yeah, no worries. And I just put my camera back, walked away, and he goes, hey, what's your number? I gave him my number. He texted me. I texted him. We started to have this text message friendship. And then next time he came to New York, he kidnapped me. Like, we did this video and became a little viral. And
so
we
good.
became so.
And that was nice because you respected his space at that moment, you know?
I always had a thing. Anytime a celebrity said, hey, don't shoot me, I would say, all right, sorry, no, I didn't shoot. But, like, again, if you're going to a court case for the biggest story in the world, unfortunately, I you know, of course you don't want to be filmed. I have to kind of do the job, and that's the job that was tough. But yeah, I mean, I just worked really hard and kind of grew within the company. And I mean, I've interviewed just about everyone, you know, like I've seen everyone, I've met everyone from presidents to, I never interviewed Taylor. I've seen her. I want to say I've met her. Her dad threw me into a wall before. But
he did.
Yeah. I said this story in the podcast and people came at me. This is what happened. Taylor Swift was promoting an album. What she was going to do to promote the album, I think the album was going to be in exclusive Target stores. So I get this tip from, I don't know if it's from the label or from who, that she's going to this Harlem and Target to promote the store. Hey, go get Taylor, go into the store. I'm like, all right. So I'm standing at this this Target store in Harlem, waiting there for Taylor Swift for about an hour. Finally, she shows up and she's supposed to do this candid, hey, I'm going to walk into a store randomly and buy my album. I'm sitting there trying to film this situation, trying to talk to her. Old man grabs me, throws me against the wall, starts screaming at me, you're not supposed to hear this. I'm like, well, what? I'm just doing my job. Like, I don't know, like, and I didn't know who the guy was. Like, get your effing hands off me. And everyone's like, yo, chill. They break us up. And I could have, you know, I could handle myself with this guy, but come to find out, oh, that's Taylor's dad. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. And he got physical with me, but fortunately I didn't get physical with him. We're cool now.
That's
it is
good.
weird, but I mean, not cool. I mean, it's, if he's like, I'm never gonna be friends with Taylor. But again, I've interviewed everyone from, you know, Jimmy Carter, Trump, Bill Clinton to I've gotten Michael Jordan. I've gotten Kim Kardashian, and it's led to some incredible experiences. I've got to Beyonce put me in a music video. I've sang on the street with Aretha Franklin to Michael Bublé to Stevie Wonder. I started the biggest.
And you're worried about what's next for you.
I still have that fear. You know, again,
listen, we all have that fear, but you know, don't have that fear.
Yeah, I know.
Because like you've done amazing things. So just remember, when one door closes, another one opens.
Thank you for that. I'm getting life advice from Teresa Giudice. This is great.
No, I really believe that. And you should believe that too. You should be confident that that's going to happen.
You know what's funny? The universe has worked in weird ways where things have fallen in my lap. So like when things like this job falls, somehow another job opens up. And, you know, so it's fun. It's unique, but you know, it comes from working. I work hard. I pride myself on work hard.
Yeah,
you know, I pride myself on that. But it's weird because it's so niche. And I've been telling these studios, these networks, like, dude, you're doing TV the wrong way. I mean, you guys are putting so much into these shows like Extra, where it's so many people just to do some 2-minute interview with George Clooney, where I could get him on the street and it's quick, it's fun, it's real, it's authentic, and it's more of a real interview rather than when the cameras and lights are on you and you feel like you're performing. You know, like we're fortunate we're doing this long form interview right now. now.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the interviews I do are better than some of the interviews you see on some of these shows because they're just acting again. You're seeing actors just act where it's like, I just want to get them on the street when it's real. I'm not asking anything too crazy. It's like just unique curiosity, curious questions.
Well, I mean, I
but
guess it's good to have both.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
good
yeah,
to
yeah.
do what you do, and then it's good to have them in the studio because, I mean, people like to see that too.
For sure.
You
What
know?
else you got? Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no. What's the wildest interaction you've ever had with the celebrity on the street?
Like I just said, I've gotten to. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
This is a crazy thing. I've had one day. This is one of the wildest things. Drake and Rihanna start dating. Okay, and they're at Nobu 57. You know Nobu 57.
Yes,
So at Nobu 57, if you don't know, it's on 57th Street, which is a main street, but there's like an alley, and you can either kind of walk to 56th Street or come out 57th Street. But Drake starts dating Rihanna. It's the biggest story out there. It's crazy. Everyone's talking about Drake and Rihanna. We get a tip that Drake and Rihanna are at Nobu eating. So it was a Thursday night. It was nice out. The paparazzi.
I've seen Drake at Craig's.
Did you?
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I have to say, he was really cool.
He's actually, from my experiences, he's actually always been pretty cool.
So cool.
He's a gentleman, and I respect, and I'm a fan too. So it makes me like him even more when they're cool. Anyway, but this particular situation was a little bit different. So Drake is dating Rihanna. They're at Nobu 57. Me and the paparazzi get the tip. We show up at a Thursday night. It's a nice night out. The streets are sort of empty because it's like 9:30, 10:30 at night, and streets are getting quiet. And it's about 12 paparazzi, not about like 8 to like 10 paparazzi around there, hanging out, BSing with each other. We know, there's 2 SUVs. We know it's a long walk, so we know like when they come out, they're gonna walk. We're gonna be able to get our shots. We'll call it a night. It's gonna be easy. It's all set up great.
Yeah.
We're hanging out. It's a beautiful night, comfortable, not cold. All of a sudden, these 8 dudes walk out of Nobu 57, but they're not like bodyguards. They're like Drake's friends. They come up and they line up like a wall in front of us, and we're like, "Oh, what is this?" Like they line up like a wall, and like almost like it's like about to be an NFL game. They line up, and all of a sudden we see Drake and Rihanna come out, but they're sort of behind this wall. And instead of like walking towards the cars, they had a car on the other side of the alley waiting for them. Like, yeah, you guys aren't getting the shot. You guys stay here. They're walking that way. We're like, this is public property. You guys can't tell us that we can't go over there. And we like walk up to the line like, no, guys can't go past it. We're like, we can walk past it. We can get the shot. So me and the photographers are looking at each other, and these guys are standing in front of us. It's almost like 8 on 8 kind of thing. It was so weird. Numbers are weird. We're all looking at each other, and they're walking. It's still a long walk for Drake and Rihanna. All of a sudden, it was like, hike. We all take off. We all start running, and we all start running around these guys, and they're trying to run after us. And we run up, and I'm pretty fast. I'm an athlete. I get right up in front of them, not like right up in front where it's like, they fear their safety, but I get myself in a great position right in front of Drake and Rihanna. I'm like, yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? Like they're right in front of me. It's funny. Like, the adrenaline's running. I've seen other paparazzi trying to run. Their friends trying to run after, trying to block the shots. I'm like starting to talk to Drake and Rihanna, and then all of a sudden, boom, I get punched in the head. And I'm like, I don't go down. And I'm like, what is that? Like, what? And the guy didn't get me down. And the guy's like, I remember like all of a sudden, like now it's starting to fist fights. I wasn't fighting back, but I remember looking at the guy like, dude, you had a clear punch at me. You didn't knock me out. Like, this is it. And it's become the guys are fighting on the streets. Drake and Rihanna kind of keep going into the car. And all of a sudden, it was like a whole, like, it looked like it was like West Side Story out there. It was like, I'm like, what is going on? They take off, and some paparazzi are like, screw it, we're going to follow them. And luckily, not luckily, they went to the, they went through the Lincoln Tunnel. So, like, maybe they're going to Teterboro, but the paparazzi stopped following them. And it was just like, I'm like, do I call the cops? But I don't want to call the cops because I don't want it to become bigger than it is. It's whatever. I'm fine. I'm like, I just want to, like, I don't want to be in the news for something like this because I knew it would make news. The next day, I wake up to like a big tray of like chocolate or like things. I'm like, what is this? Somehow Drake's team, someone on the team got my address, found out who I was, and sent me a thing and said, hey, I hope you're okay. It's sorry we went down like that. And I was like, I mean, it was just weird. And I don't know how I got this thing where it's like maybe the manager found out, heard about the situation. They heard who was involved. But that might have been.
Thank God you were okay.
I was okay. But I remember just like it was the fights on the street, Drake and Rihanna, big shot. And I don't know, but I've had
I get it. Like now that speaking to you, it's like you're just doing your job.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I've never been mean to any paparazzi. I'm just, if I don't want to speak to them, I just don't speak to them.
Yeah.
But I get it. You're just doing your job.
Yeah, I understand sometimes when they don't want to speak to me. I just don't like when they don't speak to me and they disrespect. Like, it's just like, hey, I could be a dick and I could keep putting you on camera and asking you messed up questions, but sometimes it's pretty cool and fun and interesting. And from my experiences, the bigger the celebrity, the cooler they are. Oprah, awesome. Brad Pitt, awesome. Shaq, awesome. Sandler, awesome. But like Sandler's one of those guys, like he'll never want to talk on camera, but he'll say, hey, I'm not into it, but he'll come up and shake your hand. And I respect that. I was like, you know what? Like, that's cool. Like I remember one time, like Sandler didn't want to talk to me, but he's like, I was like, can I get a photo? He's like, yeah, absolutely, let's take that photo. But and I'm like, cool. Like at least handle it with like grace. Where there's some people like, you know, like someone like a Jessica Alba, you walk up to with your camera down, like, hey Jessica, this is what I'm doing. Can you mind if I get to talk to you? And she'll just ignore you, like you didn't ask anything. Like I'm like, you want me to do it the other way and just ask you questions on camera? Like so, it's weird. It's a trick, but I've been doing it long enough. I kind of know who's cool and who's not cool, who to go for, who not to go for. You know, so it's fun.
Have you ever had a run-in with Teresa that didn't make it on camera? This is from Jenna from New York.
No, I never had someone that you didn't go on camera. Every time I've got you've always been very sweet. Most of the housewives have also always been nice. Sister-in-law Melissa, like, you know, are they the best interviews for me? No, because I'm not really, to be honest, I'm not a big fanboy of the show. I don't watch the show religiously, but I know who you guys are and stuff like that. But I don't think I've had any really bad. Bethany was great, and then she was tough at a certain point when she started to get like too famous, and she got her talk show. Then she used to kind of big time me, but then all of a sudden she's kind of became back down to reality. She's very sweet and very nice, but most of the housewives have been good. I've never had a bad experience with you. The only Court was the only tough one.
Asking about me, so, and it made it so. All right, so we're gonna wrap that up. So thank you so much. I just want to say thanks for listening to Turning the Tables. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe where you get your podcast, and let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me at Adam Glyn, Glyn, and you can find that's my Instagram, TikTok, all that. You can see my interviews. I was just with I got a bunch of good stuff. And then you can follow my podcast, Hollywood Raw, which I do with my partner Dax Holt, and it's on the Herd ad as well. And Hollywood Raw and Adam Glyn, Adam Glyn. That's Teresa, awesome. This was great. Great to see you. It was so good. Glad you're doing well.
Love, love, love you guys. Thank you. Mwah.
What's up, guys? If you like that video, there's plenty more where that came from. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so we can just feed you all the goodness daily. Hurry up. Come on, let's go.